So we are back in the garage, and today we're going to attempt to change, or we're going to attempt to replace the lower transmission cooler lines on this '05 Chevy Trailblazer. I got it jacked up and everything. We come over here. I ordered lines last week. Like I said, we're going to change the lower one. I got the lower one here. This runs from the radiator to the transmission. I also went ahead and ordered the upper one, because since I'm in here changing them, I figured if you're going to rip the lower one off, you might as well change the upper one, because the lower one rusted out and I had to put a piece of hose on to fix it. The upper one's looking pretty bad too, so we'll put brand new lines on from the radiator back to the transmission. So I watched a couple videos on this repair, and from what I can tell, it's a really tough or really hard repair or whatever. Not a lot of room up in there. I don't have a lift. I'm on the floor. I got it on a jack stand and a jack, and we'll see what goes on. But I'm going to do a little bit different than everybody else does. I'm going to take it under the truck and show you what I got to take off and how I'm going to take it off, and then we'll go from there. So let's go take a look under the truck. So that's my fix of my, that's the, what is that, the lower? Yeah, the lower transmission line. That rusted out. I had to switch. I put the front half on it that's new, left the back half on and put that rubber hose in. But the problem is them hose clamps come loose. They come loose out there while net pressure. They'll start leaking. It's leaked like 3 different times on me. Anyways, that's the 2 lines that I'm changing. These are the 2 lines I'm changing. If we follow these up around, and I'll see if I can show you this. You might not be able to see it. I don't know. Get my flashlight up inside there. You can see them lines wrap up around the top of the transmission. You can't even see. But if we come back a little bit, back here, okay, this is my catalytic converter there, and this is my transmission pan, and my hand has to go up in between here, and it's, man, the lighting's bad in here, but obviously my hand ain't going up in there to get to them lines. Them lines are way back here, and my hand won't even begin to go up inside there. So I'm going to take this whole pipe off. This is my catalytic converter. I got an oxygen sensor right here that I'm going to take off. We're going to see if we can break that loose. Hopefully that comes loose. We come back over here. We come back over here, and we got 2 bolts there that connect. We're going to take those 2 bolts off. That oxygen sensor out, and then up in there is a flange. There's one of the bolts. There's 2 more bolts up there, and we're going to take those 3 bolts off, and once all them bolts are off, we're going to take this whole pipe out, and that should give me enough room to get up inside there and change those transmission cooler lines. Alright, let's see what we can do. Again, I ain't got no leverage on this thing. Oh, freak. Did that just break loose? Or did that just strip out? There's no way that broke loose. You think? No, it broke loose. Look at that. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. Well, at least that's loose. So I got all my bolts out of my exhaust here, and it ain't coming down. And what I have noticed is right up in here,
You probably can't see it. It doesn't matter. I got an exhaust clamp or exhaust mount that's bolted to the transmission. I got to take that out. But in order to take that out, I got to take this cross member here off. So, yeah. If I drop this cross member out of the way, I can unbolt this bracket, and this whole pipe should just fall down. There should be enough room between here to get it down out of the way and make my life a lot easier. That definitely came apart. So this is the transmission mount I was talking about, and it's actually hooked to the muffler mount here. So I had to take the transmission mount off also, which bolts right here. The cross member's out. And as soon as I took that last bolt out, this pipe just fell, almost cracked me in the head. So that was definitely holding up in. So I'm gonna get this thing yanked out of here, get all my tools cleaned out of here, and then we can start worrying about these transmission lines. And put my bolts back up in here so I don't lose those. One of them. Where's the other one at? There. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. So that's where my exhaust did set at, and you can see those lines. You can see, oh, let me get my light here, right there. You can almost see where they go in at. I can reach up and I can grab them right now. So what I'm going to do now is, you got this heat shield right here. There's 4 bolts. There's a bolt there, there's a bolt there, and there's 2 bolts back here somewhere. I'm going to drop that heat shield down, and then we should be able to get my hand up in there and take those lines off. You can see the cap right there, the bottom one. That black cap, I got to slide that cap back, and then there's a little ring that pop off, and that bottom one will pop off. And we'll do the same to the top one, and then we'll switch them bad boys out. This is the old line here. You can see where my fix was there. I just had to cut that line and put that rubber gasket over it. And it just comes apart like that. And that's the new line there. Comes back through, around, and the whole whatever. It's good to go. So this line's ready to be put back on. The only problem I got now is this line up here hooks to this connector right here. And if we look at that, if you can see that, it's pretty rusted. So since I'm replacing the lines, I figured I might as well get a new one of these. There's 2 of these that run off the radiator that connect to the 2 long lines that run to the transmission. And I thought this was all one piece that just ran into the radiator. I could see the clips where that clipped into the radiator right there. I didn't realize there was a clip that clipped between them 2. I just thought it was one solid line. So I didn't order them because I didn't know that they actually existed. I thought it was just one line like this, and that ain't clipped into the radiator. But no, that ain't clips into the transmission. It'd be that end. That end there clips into this end here, and then this end clips into the radiator. Yeah, something like that anyways. But anyways, there's 2 of these lines up there that hook from the end of the new line here that hook into the radiator. And this one's rusted. I imagine the other one's rusted also. So I'm going to go down to my parts store and see if I can find them. Hopefully they're not too expensive. Instead of putting this all back together with these rusted lines, which is probably going to rust out within the next 6 months, and I'll have to change them anyways, because I can see a spot right there that's starting to seep a little bit. So, yep. So that's one line out. There's still one line up underneath there I got to get out. I'm going to go pull it out right now, and once I get it out, we'll have all the lines on the bench, hopefully with the 2 new lines that go to the radiator, and then we'll be ready to put everything back together. So I ran down to the parts store, I gave them a call, and they actually had my 2 lines that I needed in stock. So this is a lower line. This is the one that had the I had to fix. Let's see, that's the line there. And then this is the new one I just went down and picked up. So this is the end that goes in. That's the end that goes in the radiator. that's the end that clips in to the end of this line right here. So I got both of them, and I got them sitting over here so I don't get them mixed up. I'm going to walk over to this side of the truck, and over on this side, let me grab this real quick. Over on this side, you can see my transmission lines laying on the ground, and you can see the 2 old ones, and you can see the 2 new ones again. Ran down to the parts store, picked up that one just now, the other one I had here, and I'm keeping them separate. That way I can put these on one at a time. I got to clip this one, make sure this one clips into this one, and then the other 2 clip together. If I get them reversed, I'm not sure that's going to work properly. So I'm keeping them separate. I'm going to put them in one at a time, and then once I get them in, I'll clip them together, and once they're clipped together, then you really can't mess up this end and the other end in the radiator. It won't, the other one won't reach this hole, and this one won't reach the other hole, so there's no way to mess that up. Alright guys, we are done. I'm going to try to shine this light up in here as best I can. But you see the 2 new lines. They are in. They are connected. Brand new lines the whole way through here. Where are we at here? Right here. And they run up through to the oil pan, up towards the oil pan. So the transmission lines are hooked up into the transmission. Come up to the front of the truck, and you can see the top line there. The bottom one's behind that cooler. Let's see if I can get it right there. They go. So you can see both lines. They're both connected there. And then the line comes down through, hooks into the radiator on the passenger side. And then the other line comes across, hooks into the radiator on the driver's side. So we got new transmission lines from the radiator, or cooler lines from the radiator to the transmissions. And it's all done. Good to go. Awesome news. The transmission lines are on, as I just showed you, from the radiator. New lines from the radiator, whole way up through past the frame, past the oil pan, and the whole way back and into the transmission. So now it comes the task of just reassembling everything. It's just going to take a lot of time. We got to put an exhaust on, got to put a heat shield on, got to put a transmission mount on, and we got to finish up putting a crossmember on. I'm going to go do all that stuff, and then we'll come back and take this thing, start this thing up and take it for a test drive. It's been a long day. Started about 10 o'clock this morning, I believe, around there, and it's 7:30, something like that. It's just dark out. You can see out the window. It's definitely dark. But it is done. I just finished up putting that flange on. I put the exhaust all back together, and what happened was where the manifold meets the exhaust pipe, it was leaking there, so I had to take that biscuit gasket out, or whatever they call that, and apparently it was bad. I ran down, bought one of those, came back, put it on, and now it's good to go. So everything is done on this thing. I just started it up. I can start it up for you if you want me to here real quick. I mean, it's got 200,000 miles on it, so it runs kind of rough, but starts up. No check engine lights, no lights at all. 223,000 miles on it. But that's what we got. Shut this thing off. So it's good to go. The transmission lines are on. I went up underneath there, checked everything, made sure nothing was leaking. Nothing's leaking there. After I got the exhaust fixed, nothing was leaking there. So that's what we got. Yeah. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to make a comment, go into the comment section. There is timestamps in the description box below. There's also a bunch of links if you want to check that stuff out or whatever. Also, if you make a comment, you can be put into the November drawing. This will be the first video of November. So make a comment and you could win a t-shirt. Probably this month we're going to give away a sweatshirt, a hoodie. Probably give a hoodie away this month. So if you make a comment in the comment section, you could win a hoodie. I think that's all. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We got a bunch more projects coming up. I got a lot of work to do on this Trailblazer. I'm not sure when we're going to get to it, but there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. I also have my K3500 back that's got work to it. I got a utility trailer that's got work to it. I got a car trailer out back that needs work to it. I got another utility trailer. All sorts of projects coming up. So be sure to subscribe and all that cool stuff. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.